what he's saying to do and how he's saying to do it. Last night, I'm going through the 9 steps, or this is, the 9 steps. And he was talking about which ones are you doing? Which ones are you doing every day? And just number one, the discipline. When he said, I follow the rules, I used to think like the way I operated was, I hate the rules. Todd knows. I hate the rules. Don't tell me the rules. I don't want to know the rules. Get the rules out of my face, man. But being around Grant as a mentor all the time, being at the boot camps all the time, being at all the growth cons, being at all the calls, listening to Cardone University every day, I've come to the point where I love the rules. I want to know the boundaries. I want to know when it starts, when it ends, because then the more I know the rules, the better I can play the game. If you're taking notes, and you should already have your notepad out, the more I know the rules, the better I can play the game, right? So for me, the discipline, when he was talking about that, the vitamin D, I thought I was vitamin D. Vitamin Dave, that's not, no. The vitamin D is the discipline. Without discipline, you will blow the money and blow the idea. Like that was, and then he added everything else off of that. I got my money's worth in the first 4 minutes when Grant started talking. And usually that's what it is. It's that first 4 minutes. Know what you want to get out of tonight's call too. Also, know what you want to get out of the call. If you're just showing up because this is the coolest place to be in the world right now, you're right. But you should have what you want to get from the call tonight. Well, I don't know. I don't know what Grant's going to go over. It doesn't matter what he's going to go over. What do you want to get? Because when you know what you want to get, you're going to be focused on that. You're going to be listening for that. And it's probably going to be the first thing that Grant tells you. And that's what you're going to get out of it. Todd, who else from the team? You want me to just keep going, Todd, or who else from the team do we have on here?
Yeah, just keep going, man. I mean, just, you might.
All right. I'll do a quick review. I'll just do a quick review of last night's call then, of what I got out of it. And then number 2, the fortitude. Fortitude. I didn't even know what that meant. I thought it was like building a place for the kids to play. A fort. Fortitude. Courage through pain and adversity. Why would someone invest money and time on self-improvement? So Grant talks about this all the time. Do the things you hate to do. Other people you hear say, find your passion. Find what you love. Grant's like, no, do the stuff you hate. And if you can look for the stuff that you don't want to do, somebody else probably also doesn't want to do it. And that is where you're going to find pain and adversity. And that pain and adversity is what will make you great. Get used to the pain. Want it to be hard. Because the harder it is for you, the easier, the better you're going to become. Wanting the easy way and wanting it to be easy all the time is not the right way to do it. Because if it's easy, then everybody's going to do it. And everybody can live paycheck to paycheck. Everybody can be worried about bills. Everybody can live like everybody else. But it's the people that are okay with getting the pain. Like if you want to grow your body, you have to push it to the point that it hurts. No pain, no gain. Same with the success. Without the pain and adversity, you will never build the fortitude. Then the persistence. I mean, it just, I smile at each one of these because even the way he puts it down, you have to do it in this order too. The ability to continue on a course of action. Ouch. The ability to continue following the rules, the ability to continue through the pain. You can't just experience one time. Oh man, that was a good burn. Todd, that was a good burn. Deep burn. Guess what? You're going to do it again tomorrow and the day after and the day after. I'm curious to find out, Todd, how many people actually from day one that signed up are still here on day 3. are still ready to go. I know we have more of VIPs ready than ever. Charity's ready. She's like, I'm ready. I'm ready. Jumped up. He meant, I hope I said your first name right. I know your last name's Kumar. He's ready to go. I want to, let's see, Todd Taylor, Mr. Cardone Capital. And then we went into courage. Oh, big one. Dude, last night just lit me up. I don't know if you can see it on my face. Grant asked, he held up that 40 grand and he held up
Light
that
me up
40
and then,
grand and he's like,
ready? Good. Hey, what's going on, everybody?
Good.
10X challenge is back again. Man, this is only day 3. If you've been having a lot of introspection, is that what you call it? Introspective thoughts about your life, your situation, what's happening for you right now, then this is probably the right place for you to be, because the purpose of this is to challenge people to really reevaluate the ideas that they have that they've held. And so, you know, we've talked about a whole bunch of things, and I know that we're only 3 days in, but you got to know that there's a little gem and nugget that you need to be looking for every single time we come through with a new training for a new day. And it's about, like, what is that one thing for you? I've always believed and experienced in my own personal life that I'm better off finding what I'm looking for if I'm actually looking for it. I don't always know what I'm looking for, but I do know that if my intention and my awareness is up and I'm paying attention, then I got a better shot of actually finding something. So I encourage you guys, like get your spidey senses up. Put your computer or your social media down. Don't be jumping back and forth. Be present, be here. Because the thing that Grant's doing right now, we've never done before in the history of our company. We've never been able to get Grant together, going live every single day consecutively like this, delivering training, bringing on some amazing guests who've been incredibly successful. What did you guys think about Rebecca Minkoff yesterday? Give me some thumbs up in the chat if you loved Rebecca Minkoff last night. I thought she was amazing. And what was your biggest takeaway from what you heard from her last night? What was your biggest takeaway? We were talking about characteristics of the successful. Grant spent a lot of time talking about discipline. I went back through because I was going through his notes yesterday, and I was just like, when we read definitions, it was so powerful for me because, you know, you hear a word, you think you know what it means, but then when you hear what the definition of the word is, sometimes it gives you more clarity to the understanding that you have to that word. So discipline, the practice of training people to obey rules or a code of behavior, using punishment to correct disobedience. Fortitude, courage in pain or adversity. Persistence, firm or obstinate continuance in a course of action in spite of difficulty or opposition. I love that one.
Jared, before you go on, can you just ask them about takeaways over the last 2 days and then read out some of the takeaways they're giving up?
Grant wants you guys to post what takeaways were for the last 2 days, and then post them in the comments, and then I'll go through and I'll read them out. Can you move, Alan, so I can see the screen? Thanks.
Because there was some great, unbelievable stuff they're saying.
Yeah, because there was some great stuff. Okay, let's see. Goals, rejection, discipline, ROI, doesn't need to be money, beat up the sun, perseverance, the long game pays, be consistent, be unapologetic. These are some great comments here. Eric, thanks for the comment. Catherick, David Bange, my man, good to see you on here. Diane, love it. Jason, Mike, Rhonda, Mark, Lee, Catherine, Adrian. Yeah, do you see how fast these are going?
You can do it.
Okay.
You can do it.
Determination, push through, recommit.
Vitamin C and E.
Yeah, vitamin C, vitamin E.
Vitamin C, vitamin C.
Vitamin C, vitamin D.
Vitamin C. Vitamin D.
Yeah, the vitamin D. So a lot of amazing takeaways. Today we are talking about something that is not a fun thing to talk about, because it's the thing that makes you that makes you admit whether or not you're on track. It's the thing that validates you if you're doing the right things, but it's also the thing that highlights your inability to do the right things as well. We're going to talk about accountability today. And so this is a very, very important topic. We talk about it all the time in our office. There's some tricks that you can actually do to build in accountability. Like for a lot of people, they struggle with accountability. We're going to have to move this over here. Yeah. They struggle with accountability because they just do. They don't have a support group. They don't have people around them that push them to do the right things. Sometimes they don't even know the right things to do in the first place. But, you know, accountability is that thing where, like, this is what I'm supposed to get, or this is what I'm supposed to do, and this is what I did. Did they match? Nope. Got to be accountable to the target. How are you going to do it? So we have a great guest speaker coming on tonight, Jesse Itzler. Super excited to have him on. This is a guy that eats fruit until noon every single day. He's got a vegan cook living with him right now. They're doing a lot of crazy things at the Itzler household, breathing exercises, hot saunas, cool dips. So he is constantly challenging himself to do new things. And so I'm super excited to have him, not only because he challenges himself all the time, but because he's a wildly successful entrepreneur. He's a part owner of the Atlanta Hawks. He started Marquee Jets and ended up selling that with his partner to Warren Buffett. He partnered in Zico coconut water and sold that to Coca-Cola. I mean, the guy's touched a lot of highly successful ventures. And so you can learn a lot from him. On top of all that, he's a ridiculous dad. And they got a big family over there at the Itzler household. So super excited to have him on to share today. He's always one of our highly reviewed speakers at the 10X Growth Conference. So today, I want you guys to post in the comments throughout the session today when you're hearing stuff that you like, when you're when you're hearing stuff that you like, when you're hearing stuff that makes you think. Like what we're trying to do here is we're trying to go through these comments and these chats, and anytime there's questions asked, we're trying to catalog these questions. We're going to do something special with that I can't announce yet, but ask questions. Even if we can't get to it, it's important to ask questions because these questions are going to be used for something that's going to be super cool. If you're watching this right now on Facebook or YouTube or Instagram, and you haven't signed up yet for Backstage Access, basically what happens is I've got a big, I don't know, how big is that TV? It's gigantic. It's 6 feet wide, 8 feet wide, something like that. And we've got pictures of everybody across this screen that's on the Zoom call right now, because backstage on the Zoom meeting, we get to see faces, we get to interact with folks. These are the questions that I get to see. So this is where the questions are coming from. But that doesn't mean don't post them somewhere else. And so every day what we do is after we end the training session, we go behind the scenes backstage and we do about 45 minutes of Q&A. Today, Jesse Itzler is going to come back and do some private Q&A. So it's just an awesome opportunity to get behind the scenes and kind of see the speakers in a different light and get to ask some questions directly to them rather than just kind of watching Grant and Jesse go back and forth and chop it up. So if you haven't taken advantage of that, go to grantcardone.com/pass. Today is the last day that you will be able to get Backstage Access for $97. Tonight at midnight, price goes up to $197. So if you do get VIP access, if you when you enroll for VIP access, you will get access to the VIP recording. So we're recording all of the VIP sessions, the Backstage Access, and we're recording all of that. And at the end of this, all of the VIP Backstage Access subscribers, participants, you will be getting recorded access to the time that we spend with you after the main training ends. So that was just something that we talked about, and we're going to go ahead and throw that in so that you can have a little bit more time to go through the Q&A. I mean, there's a lot of stuff that happens in that 45 minutes. And so we want to make sure that you have every opportunity to go back and check it out. So a couple more things, housekeeping items. Every single day, what we're doing is we're having folks post a homework assignment in the Facebook group. So we have the main community behind the 10X Challenge is in the Facebook groups, the 10X Challenge community. Basically, in that group, We have the opportunity for you to network and connect with people from all around the world. We have the opportunity for you to win some insane prizes simply by posting homework assignments, by posting videos that are where we're trying to get a practical assignment accomplished from the previous day's session. So we gave away some crazy stuff. We're going to give away some crazy stuff again today too. I've got a list of winners that I'm going to go grab in a second here, so that we can start announcing some prizes, because there's some amazing stuff that we have to give away today as well. Also, we have a contest right now for some of the most insane things that we're giving away this whole 10X challenge. Number one is private coaching with Grant. Number two, somebody's going to get a ride on the 10X jet. Somebody's going to get $5,000 in cash. We're giving away tons of crazy prizes, trips to our office, premium tickets to our 10X growth conference and our boot camp events. So be active in the group. The people who are active in the group, the people who continue to post things and share things and engage and comment, these are the people who stand out to us. When we're going through the group and we're seeing people who are constantly posting, constantly sharing, constantly commenting on other people's posts, this is easy to find out who the active people are in these groups, despite how many people are in the group. These are the people who we want to reward, because these are the people who make communities like this happen. So yesterday we gave away some cash. Today we're probably going to give away some cash. Tomorrow we have a massive, you don't want to miss tomorrow, because we got something crazy that we'll announce tomorrow morning. We'll announce what we're doing for everybody who shows up tomorrow. So homework assignments in the Facebook group, on the news feed, make sure that you hashtag. We'll give you the hashtag every single day so that we can get a better organization of the of who actually is posting the homework assignments, because that's how we're going to be giving away prizes. So really quick, I want to get some more feedback. What are you guys hoping? Let me ask you this. So today we're talking about accountability. What are the things that are the hardest for you to stay accountable to? I want you guys to post those in the comments right now. What are the hardest things for you to post? Diet, my routine, losing weight, consistency, routine, saving money. Let me ask you this. What if you have found a trick to accountability that works well for you? If you found something that works unbelievably well for you, like for me, a good accountability measure is just a to-do list. Like I get my 10X planner. If you got the workbooks, this is a great place to keep yourself accountable. But it allows me to organize everything that I need to get done. And when I see it in front of me, it's built-in accountability. And so as I'm getting closer to the end of my day, I'm looking at my list of things to get done. And if I don't get my stuff done, or I'm not on pace to, intensity starts kicking up, because I'm like, I got to get my list done. Let's see, written list, routine and activity, blocking out time, self-deprecating thoughts, positive mindset, positive diet, hitting my goals, tough to keep accountable, stay accountable with, time management, honoring my calendar. That's a hard one. Saying yes is a really, saying no rather is a really powerful thing. It's hard to do. Yeah. Saying no. Discipline, skipping meals. Okay. Interesting. Retail therapy. So look, this is one of the toughest things to put together. Grant put together a list yesterday of 9 things, disciplines of the successful, commitments that they make, things that they operate with. And you really have to start thinking with all of, oh, great. Gina says, I love doing the hardest call first. All the other calls are easy. That's a really, really great tip, not only to make sure that you get stuff done because you're doing the hard stuff first, but also the momentum it allows you to carry throughout your day. Eat the frog. Yep. Love that. Let's see here. Grant's vitamins to discipline. There you go. Let's see. Get things done. Yeah.
What should they be expecting?
For VIP?
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you signed up for VIP backstage access, when you sign up for VIP backstage access, you will get access via email to the Zoom link that will allow you to come backstage with us, so that I can see you, like I can see who. Put your mouse over there, that screen there, Johnny, so I can see some names. Let's see. Cadby, Ginger, Anna Marie, David Bange, Morgan, Serge, Catharnic, Cody Ray, iPad. Don't think that's your real name, but we'll just go with it for now. Hal Lewis, Jonathan, Sharon, what's happening? Good to see you. Victor, thanks for wearing your mask. Appreciate you respecting the group. Let's see here. Brad, Joram, Brian Cuss, Coach Rob. So good to see you guys here. When you get backstage access, you get to come up on this big screen. We get to see you. Plus you get access to bonus training behind the scenes that happens with our experts each and every day. Again, that goes up to $197 tomorrow. It's $97 today. Today's the last day that you can get it. Tomorrow, it's gone forever. So take advantage of that while you can. One thing that I want to ask is what have been some realizations that you guys have had? Like, I want to hear, like, if something's changed for you since we've started. We've only been in this 3 days, so maybe this is ambitious of me to ask, but I think that sometimes in an instant things can change. But just for the people in the group, what is something that's changed for you since you started this challenge? We're 3 days in. This is the third day, 5 o'clock every night. We spend about an hour and a half together, 2 hours if you're in backstage access. Energy, fortitude, mindset, goals. Let's see, my routine, consistency. Man, it's lighting up right now. Okay, let's do this. Let's keep going here. Keep posting. I'm going to give 12 months of access to Cardone University to a random person in the Facebook group who posts what they've learned or what they've gotten out of the 10X challenge since we started 3 days ago. Kat, if you're watching this, you're going to have to be my eyes there and grab somebody. So make sure you log that. 12 months access to Cardone University simply for participating in the What Has Changed for You exercise. So we have about 8 more minutes. Yesterday, we started a little early. How are we doing on time, GC?
I'll come when you're ready.
Okay. We are about ready to get rolling here. Grant's just trying to get the mood right here. You know, he wants to be feeling the vibe with the tribe. You know what I mean? So for those of you who this is your first session joining with us, this is the 10X challenge. Grant has been going live so graciously.
I can do jokes for 8 minutes.
Absolutely free of charge. Basically looking at what's happened over the past, the first half of this year, the first 8 months of this year, and knowing that people need strategies now more than ever. They need a wake-up call. They need a reset, and they need some things that will get them unstuck. If you saw the debate last night, it was a shit show. You look at that. I saw so many posts last night that was like, who lost the debate? Joe Biden, Donald Trump, or America? And America is the loser, was the big winner. But that's important for you guys to understand that ain't nobody in the White House is going to help you or going to save you. The only person that is going to be responsible for your success should be you. And regardless of whoever's in the White House, you guys can do whatever you want if you have the right information. And so Grant is committed to showing up every single day, going live, bringing on some of his friends to share with you real strategies, real stories of people who probably not that long ago are in the same position that you might be in right now. Trying to figure out what to do next, trying to figure out if your idea is going to work, trying to figure out how much longer do I stay in this thing before I fold up and turn it in and go try to do something else. These all are real conversations that folks are having here right now, trying to figure out how they can replace $3,000 a month that they lost from their job, or maybe they just got to find a new job in the first place. So this is the place to do it. This guy right here is Grant Cardone. For the last 35 years, he's been helping people just like you and me get our money right. He's been teaching business strategies for some of the smallest individual people and some of the largest companies in the world. And today he's going to be sharing more with you guys about what you can do today, not a year from now, but today, to start moving closer to the thing that you deserve, which is success. Everybody deserves more of it. And this guy's going to show us how to today. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Mr. Grant Cardone.
Yes, and the crowd rocks. The crowd rocks. It goes crazy. Okay, so look, I'm gonna just, while people come in, I'm gonna tell you some jokes. I'm gonna do my Dave Chappelle. Good to see everybody. Thank you for showing up. How many of you, by the way, I'm looking at our YouTube comments right now because we got a lot of people on YouTube and Instagram, and they're throwing it up on the screen for me right now. You guys that are on YouTube and Instagram that maybe haven't been able to follow or show up each day because you're not getting the notifications, how can they make sure they get notifications? Because we have 8 more days of this and some surprises for you.
Just turn on notifications.
Turn notifications on YouTube. You can turn the notifications on YouTube. I will tell you that you guys on YouTube and Instagram, dude, we're giving away $250,000 of prizes. We're giving away workbooks. These workbooks, you can grab your workbook at the end of this. At the end of the 10 days, this is gonna become like a 30 or 40 page manual, and we'll give you the entire thing once we finish. I don't want to give it to you right now because what happens is you start reading ahead and you're less likely to show up and let me explain it. So I want to teach this to you.
I gotta get on my
The website for the workbooks is grantcardone.com/workbook. How much are these? What are we selling these for? $47. You'll get them. You'll get signed up immediately for each night's assignments and exercises. And also you get at the end of this, the compilation of the 10 nights plus, my highlights, the notes, the takeaways, exercises. I mean, like just the exercise tonight, promise is going to be worth, somebody on here is going to be worth $1 million to you. What I share with you tonight in chapter 3 of this compilation of 10X challenge. This has never been released before. You can't buy it on Amazon. You can't even buy it at my store, but you can sign up for it and I'll get you the entire thing. Each night I'll drip out a piece to you. We have a link and a way to do that. The website is grantcardone.com/workbook, grantcardone.com/workbook, grantcardone.com/workbook. It's $47. When this is over, we're going to sell this same workbook for $997 with the audio program. So a lot of you were asking me last night, dude, what's behind the scenes, bro? How do you make money out of this deal? Like you're doing it for free for 200,000 people. So I want to give you behind the scenes. I always want to share with you guys. I've always wanted to know. I can't quite see that, guys, the way it is. I've always wanted to know behind the scenes, dudes, how do people actually do shit? And so one of the things I've committed to in my life is be very transparent. I'll just tell you, 6 minutes before I came up here, before Jared started, what you guys didn't see, we should have had that on video, by the way. God damn. You know, is you get to see, but you know, we just need another person. We need Francisco to be here tomorrow night because he can't. Johnny's doing 17 things. Johnny's got 8 arms, baby. He's an octopus, but never without being an octa. So what you didn't see before this and what you don't see in my life or maybe in the life of Jesse Itzler, who'll be on with me tonight, is dude, the stuff that goes on behind the scenes where people are losing.
Don't put your thing on.
And I just took an ass
Yes, I would like mine on.
in negotiations with a big company. If I said their name, you'd be like, wow. And I just took basically a 22-minute ass whipping. And I got to tell you something. Like, number one, you got to know you're going to take ass whippings in your life. I still felt good when the call was over. Now, how do you do that? How do you take an ass whipping and walk off the call and say, dude, I'm good. I'm still good. I'm still good. You know, and that is critical to your success. This is what we talked about last night was fortitude. You know, how can I shift from taking an ass whipping to being with you tonight? Because I'm committed to you. That was one of the things we talked about last night. Vitamin C, if you missed it. Vitamin F is the fortitude, right? So this is what I want to do. I want to help you build these qualities. You have an idea. Okay. God's given you what you need to be here right now. Now, what step are you going to take next? What coach, what mentor, what pastor, what minister, who's going to help you move? Teacher, educator, buddy, friend, whatever. Who's going to help you get to the next level? I'd like to be involved in helping you get to the next level. Okay. People are asking about the workbooks. I'm not seeing, this is frozen up on me, guys. Can I see what is this right now I'm looking at? For what? Which one? Okay. Is there a way for me to see the YouTube, the YouTube? But I asked Alan to get me. So again, the workbook, if you want to grab the workbook tonight, it's grantcardone.com/workbook, grantcardone.com/workbook. The only place in the world you can get it is at that link. It's $47. We're going to sell it for $9.97 later. $9.97 with the recording. It's a steal. You get, oh yeah, look at this. Tennessee's in the house. We got consistency. Never got my workbook. We'll get it to you. No problem. Woot woot. Different levels bring different levels. Yeah. So somebody said, hey, tell me about that call that you were on where you got your ass whipped. Basically, I went into an agreement with the company to do something. I did my part. I'm sure every one of you can relate to this. I did my part times 10. They trusted me with a project. I over-delivered on the project. And then now they're changing the agreement. How many of you can relate to that happening? Everybody. Okay. I say all the time, dude, life ain't fair. And everybody eats shit at some point in their life. Actually, I say something else. I'm doing the Dana Bash version from CNN. She got her little name trending last night because she said it was a shit show. So everybody eats it. Everybody loses, folks. Everybody gets disappointed. Everybody gets discouraged. Everybody loses a battle from time to time. You move into the next thing. And this is why it's so important to have momentum in your life, okay? One of the qualities, if you missed last night, by the way, when you get the workbook, you catch up on all the nights you might have missed. Dude, momentum is missing from that list from last night. Remember the 9 qualities? All of you guys that wrote the 9 qualities down, we're going to go back and add to the workbook. Number 10, momentum. Man, big M, baby. M is a bad, bad, bad man. Like when you start getting momentum, you start getting that, what's it called? The flywheel. A flywheel is oblong. Yeah, you move in, it's oblong. It's not a circle. A wheel, the flywheel is not a round circle like a normal wheel, like on the chariots. It is oblong. And the reason it's oblong, and it's harder to push and start, but once it starts going, it starts whipping and it starts bringing energy. And that is the value of momentum. And every one of us, okay, you have the flywheel inside of you. And hopefully I can help you push and get it started. Okay. But momentum is a bad, bad deal. So I flip from that deal, discouragement, boom, I kick into my big F, vitamin F, fortitude. Okay. And I show up here tonight because I got my vitamin C, commitment. I've been developing courage, C squared. And so that you can see through this thing. I got some great people coming to you every night. Jesse Itzler's tonight. Jesse Itzler, dude, stupid man. I'm gonna call him tonight. I'm gonna call him stupid man. I call Damon John little man. I'm gonna call Jesse Itzler because the guy is ridiculous. I mean, he thinks in a place where he thinks it's ridiculous where he goes. And by the way, you have the ability to go there, and you will have to go to the land of stupid in order to find your genius, because that's where it lives. Because everybody else is going to say that's stupid, because the genius always looks wrong to other people. I'm going to share another thing with you behind the scenes here. Last night I was teaching Sabrina math, and the class was to figure out what an average was. And I said, okay, the number's 6, the number's 14, and the number's 20. What's the average of those 3 numbers? And she's like, I don't understand. I said, what don't you understand? She's like, what does average mean? I said, dude, that's awesome. That is freaking awesome. Okay. Now, the point of that story, as I thought about it, because it really stuck with me even till today, I'm like, do you know that you have to add things up and then split them apart to find out what an average is? But if you multiply those numbers, they would explode. Okay. Why do I want an average? Why? Why do you want to make sense of the median, the average number, rather than saying, I'm going to take all these numbers and just multiply them and become something powerful, which is what we will be sharing with you. What we have laid out for you over this 10X challenge is to show you how to build the things, the characteristics you need. Houston, Texas. And then how to build on those and start putting in strategies. We'll be talking about finance one night. We're going to be talking about marketing tomorrow night, how to get known. Like, what if you have courage, commitment, fortitude, all these great things? Tonight, we'll be talking about accountability and how to be accountable to yourself. And then you are unable to market yourself. Guess what? You're going to be the most accountable, ethical. How many of you know people like this? Most honest person no one knows. The only thing you're known for is, oh yeah, I can trust them. You don't get the job. You don't get the limelight. You don't get to be on stage, but you're the most trusted person in the universe. My sister Diane, most trustworthy person I know, but she's not willing to get enough attention in order to get her trustworthiness to actually shine to the world. Okay. All right. Tonight, Jared, anything else I've missed tonight? We got the workbooks, the VIP, the pass. Guys, I cannot stress to you enough. GrantCardone.com/pass. Last night that you can buy this. Okay. Johnny, you need some help with Jared? GrantCardone.com/pass. That puts you in VIP. We're going to have a backstage tonight with Jesse Itzler. Maybe you can give me the rundown of the people. Yeah, tomorrow night is who?
What tomorrow night is going to be Dar
Man.
Dar Man.
And I got to say Dar Man. Okay.
Let's announce some winners before we get started.
Dude, let's get some money away. You got 5,000? Go give me an inch and a half.
Where's the cash stack at?
Go give me an inch and a half. Give me an inch and a half. Everybody's got an extra inch and a half to give, right?
Yeah.
How's everybody doing? Come on, man. Give me some love. How's everybody doing? 10X. Put 10X in the drop. Drop it like it's hot. In fact, you know what? Anybody that drops 10X now, I'm going to pick. How many people you want to pick? How many is this?
Pick 20.
I'm going to pick as many as I got right here. Okay. 10X in YouTube, 10X in Facebook, 10X in
Instagram.
Instagram, okay? And I'm going to give away, let me just see how many I got. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32. I'm going to pick 32 people out and I'm going to announce them at the end. And you need to be here at the end to collect the 3,200.
Okay, so I want to announce some winners from yesterday.
Okay, winners from yesterday, but look, we're looking at the 10Xs right now, okay? Pop it in there. Say something brilliant about your Uncle G, okay? Uncle G, okay? The good uncle, the uncle that didn't touch me in that wrong place.
Yeah. Okay, so yesterday, 3 people won $300 in cash.
Who was that?
For posting in the group. Tracy Cowan, Raquel May, and Miriam K. It's
say it right, spelling. Jared, because Darman might be watching.
Yeah. So $300 cash for each of you.
Look at the 10Xs, dude. That is brilliant.
It's flying, right?
Oh my God.
Okay. Next giveaway. This is for homework. So every night we go through and we give homework assignments out, and then you got to go post those. You got to go post those in the Facebook group. Okay. Homework assignment, $100 cash for each of these winners. Eden Cassaw, Lee Savage, Erna Blooms, Bridget Pauley, Daniel Gray, Michael John, Megan Da Silva, Blaine Noble, Matthew Lago Marcino, Martina Krakowitz, and Tanya Markova. You guys all won for homework.
Homework gets points, right?
Homework gets cash. All those people won $100.
Okay. How do they get points though?
You get points if you share.
Okay.
That's going to be the big. Those are going to be the big prizes.
Also, on anybody that's sharing the stream. Okay. Thank you. We got the 10X. The 10X is awesome, dude. We got to pick. We're picking people right now. So, okay. Now, people that are sharing the stream, I want to add this tonight. Just remember, Jared, that we're doing this.
Okay.
It's complicated, isn't it?
Yeah.
We got a lot going on. Hey, bingo. Okay. I'm Joe Biden. No, just kidding. I just forgot what I was saying. So anybody that grabs the workbook, we're going to give an extra 100 points to tonight. Everybody that grabs the workbook. See,
and
when you
the points go into the big contest for
$250,000.
The coaching session, the diamond tickets to GrowthCon, the seat in the jet. Yeah. This is the big prize.
Yeah,
$5,000
if you're
cash.
on YouTube or Facebook and you don't know about this,
how many extra points?
100 points.
100 points. Okay.
Yeah.
So the things that you guys can win over the next 7 or 8 days. Okay. And then I'm going to get into the accountability thing. Guys, you got to have fun when you're learning, by the way. Some of you are like, man, just get to it. You got to learn how to have fun while you're learning, because you're going to get beat up in life, and you better learn how to get beat up, have fun, and get back into your deal.
I can show people behind the scenes with my phone.
Yeah, dude, show them behind the scenes. So when you share on Facebook, or you take your YouTube link,
GrantCardone.com/contest.
and you go to GrantCardone.com/contest. It tells you exactly what you need to do to share when this is done tonight. We'll go and give an extra 100 points to anybody that grabs the workbook tonight. GrantCardone.com/workbook. GrantCardone.com/workbook. And the reason I'm pressing on this so hard is that you guys get a finished product. And then I'm going to ask you to review it when you get it. And then I'm going to go do a deal with Amazon. I mean, I'm just telling you what I'm doing. Telling you behind the scenes how I make my money. Okay. I don't make it on you. I make it on later after the deal. So we'll give this away at the end, Jared.
Okay.
We'll pick this, keep this stack, and then give me another.
No more
stack.
10Xs.
Okay. I'm good on 10X.
We're good on the 10X.
Okay. 10X lives strong. Hey, I tell you what, I'm going to give another 100 points for the best screenshot of this right here. With you in it, by the way. You got to take your screenshot of me and you, impose them both. Okay. We both got to be in this shot. It's going to take a little artistic work. Okay. Put you, post it on Instagram or Facebook or wherever you post shit. And give me your best 10X. Come on, right here, right now. Best 10X. And let's give another 16 of these away. Okay. What do you do? What do you do with this? You post it as a screenshot and you add me on the Instagram mentions. Okay, let's talk about tonight. By the way, I gave you a bunch of stuff to do already. People give me stuff to do. Guess what I do? You give me something to do and I do it. That's accountability, folks. That is the simplicity of accountability. The simplicity of accountability. Give me something to do. You can give me 700 things to do. I'm going to get them done, and I'm going to get them done in the proper order that they need to be done. Accountability, measuring and tracking your progress, okay? Taking notes. You're moving into notes now. We're going to give away perks for best screenshot of best notes. By the way, we've had people writing down 12 pages of notes from just last night. Accountability, definition, the fact or condition of being accountable. I am accountable to who? To me. I'm accountable to me. Responsibility is part of accountability. What is responsibility? The ability to respond. I have the ability to respond. Okay. You give me something to do, I respond to it. You want to sue me, involve me in a frivolous lawsuit. I help you and then you sue me because I help you. Okay, good. I am able to respond. I don't have to call my lawyer first. First, I go try to respond, try to handle the person. Then I'm like, oh, okay. And able to respond. Okay, the big cats turn it into an opportunity. To be able to account, this is the definition of accountability. To be able to account, what does count mean? Can somebody give me $5,000? Count.
Just throw them the whole brick.
Throw me the brick. Throw me the stick. You know how to count? 1, 2, 3. The ability to count what you told me I could do, and then I do it. Who gets the most done? Post in comments below. Who gets the most done? Always, everywhere. It doesn't matter where you are, who you are, where you live, how old you are, what nationality, what your religion is. Who is the person that gets the most done? No, it's not you.
It's the busy guy.
Dude, it's the busy guy. Who gets the most done is the person that does the most. Like, I don't know why you should be taking this down tonight. I don't know why you guys don't have it as a goal each day. I'm sorry, a target each day to be the person that did the most that day. I simply do not want to be lazy or lethargic or slothy. I hate those things. Okay. Like people talk about, oh, I'm the most honest person. I'm so honest. Dude, you don't even do anything. That's not honest. Honesty would be what? I have the ability to do this, and then I would do that. I already gave you guys a bunch of things you could do today. You could get the workbook, grantcardone.com/workbook. You could go VIP, grantcardone.com/pass. You could post 10X all over the thing and possibly win some money. I also said that you could take a screenshot of yourself with me doing this, and you could post that. Those 4 things you could do today. And if you could start stacking things to do every day and then be accountable for doing more things each day, guess what? You will win the day, and you will win the week, and you will win the month, and you will win the life that you want. In fact, I promise you, you will end up going further in your life than you ever imagined. Promise you, folks, it's going to be harder than you think. And I promise you this, it's going to be better than you ever imagined. Okay. If you're taking notes, throw that down. I'm going to pay somebody $250. Throw that up on Twitter so we can combat these idiots in the RNC and the DNC.
Hashtag what?
Hashtag 10X at Grant Cardone, who said it's a 10X challenge. It will be harder than you ever thought, and it'll be better than you ever imagined. It will be harder than you ever thought, and it will be better than you ever imagined. I got to tell you guys, man, the life I have today is unbelievable. It is, for the most part, like on a bad day, I'm like, shit, this is still good. Like when I'm having my worst day, I'm like, okay, shit. And the reason I am having what I have right now is because I am accountable to me. To be the person in the room that is not the smartest, never the smartest, never the tallest, never the most able. I know people around me, man, they're more able, they're better looking, they're better connected, but they don't do as much. And if you don't do as much, you don't get as much. You do, and then you get. And even if you don't know what to do, fucking do it. Do something. Okay? So I'm on this call tonight. I don't know what I'm doing. I've never been in this situation with this big company. You're not going to get to some place in life where you're like, I've done everything. You're not. You have to know confidence, know that you can do without data. That's why so many of you are like, I need to learn more. No, you need to do more, folks. If you're taking notes, you need to do more, not just learn more. Now, that's why I'm going tonight to statistics, because some of you out there learning shit that ain't ever going to move the bar. Okay. You're learning stuff and it will never, ever change anything in your life. And then you end up feeling bad about yourself. You're like, well, I don't feel good about myself. I go to these things and I never feel good. You know why? Because you go to too many things and get too much information from too many people and are accountable to no one. Accountability always involves establishing consequences. This is right out of our workbook, okay? grantcardone.com/workbook if you want to own this. This is written by me, not my staff. I wrote it. I insist on it. They gave me a whole big thing. They're like, you could use this. I'm like, no, dude, I'll do it. Every day I come in and add to this thing. Okay. So you're going to love it. Write this down. If you don't measure it, you can't move it. Did we get those numbers for what we did each day? Yeah. Did somebody give me those? Okay. I'm going to show you how to do stats here in a second. Cause a lot of you you don't do them, and you should. If you want to change something, you have to measure it. You cannot move what you don't measure. It's impossible. I got to know what I'm picking up. Okay. I go to the gym. I'm like, oh, there's 15 pounds. Oh, there's 20 pounds. There's 25 pounds. There's 30 pounds. It has a number on it. I have to know. It has a size associated with it. You fail because I don't exert enough energy, right? In a deal. Why do I fail? How can I fail? Because I quit. Why would I quit? I couldn't pick it up. Okay. Back off. Go to 30 pounds. Pick that up. And keep picking that up until you're strong enough to pick up 35 pounds. You cannot fail if you don't quit. It's impossible to fail if you don't quit. I was doing a course. I'm actually going to give you this course in the homework tonight on statistics and conditions. And the comment is in there. The course is by a guy named Ron Hubbard, L. Ron Hubbard. Okay. And the course is about statistics, and you should get it. And it's about, there's a comment in there. I believe it was in this book that I read of his. He's like, if you don't quit, you cannot fail, making failure impossible. I'll give you the link later. You can get it if you don't, if you want it, you don't get it, whatever. If you don't measure it, you can't move it. If you don't measure it, you can't move it. Okay. If you don't measure it, you can't move it. And check this out. And if you can't move it, you can't move. This explains lazy people. Okay. Okay. So I'm going to show you right here. Okay. I'm going to show you right here. This was put together today. These are people that bought VIP passes. Okay. The VIP backstage pass. We came out. We weren't mentioning it back here. We weren't talking about it. Just a handful of people bought it anyway. It was sitting on a page. We sent out some emails. A few more people, 40 people bought the VIP pass. These are loyal people. These are people that love me. Like if literally, like if I was selling donuts tonight, they'd say, hey, send me 10 of them. Okay. If I put Scarlett's glass up and said, who wants to give $100? They'd be like, here's $125. These are people that love me, but I cannot just keep moving the bar based on the people that know and love me. Okay. So what do we do? Hey, Jared, put stats together on the VIP thing. Now watch what happened. We put the stats together and say, hey, start reporting grantcardone.com/pass. Here's a target. Number one, there's got to be accountability. That means there's got to be a target. There's got to be a number. This is what people don't want. They're like, I don't want a target because then I fail. You want to fail, right? You want to come up short because if you don't quit, what? You can't fail. So I'm just like, dude, just target, set the target, make it public. Okay. You should be taking notes down. I have a target. Number one, have a target, make it public, and then hold people accountable by keeping a statistic, a record. We record, we count what happened. So the first day we started doing this, we went from what is that, Jared? Like 46 to 68. Massive number. It looks like nothing to you. It's a 50% increase. Okay. Probably because this graph is wrong. The way we laid the graph out is incorrect because this really is a big spike upwards, 50%. The reason it looks small though is because the next day, notice we leaned into it, 68, tripled the next day. That's why this double looks so small. I don't know if they can see that, Johnny. Can they? Yeah, zoom in. Okay, there you go. See, that's 50% right there. That is 3x right there. They still look small because look what happened here. We're like, lean, brother, lean. Okay, see, the graph never lies. You want to write this down. The graph never lies. People lie, feelings lie. The graph never lies. Ever. And the graph also, if Johnny's still tied in on me, don't worry about that. If the graph is still tied in on me, let me just explain to you what happened here. When we started really publicizing this, it went up 6x. I had a 2x, a 3x, and a 6x over 3 days. Okay. And then what happened? Oh, we didn't pay attention last night. grantcardone.com/pass. Okay. And I'm going to tell you, we're going to spike this thing up tonight to where we're not going to even be able to offer this tomorrow because we're going to be out of room. That's one graph. Okay. Now, if you're taking notes, I graph everything that is important, everything. Now, my team was graphing these from the beginning. Opt-ins for those of you doing online. We keep graphs on everything. I don't even know how many graphs we have in our company. Our entire sales team is graphed. Calls out, incoming calls, time on the call, closes, pitches, write-ups, callbacks, everything. Everything that's important should be graphed. Listen to me. Write this down. Everything that is important to you in your life should be graphed. Okay, on a graph. Huh?
Examples of things that people should graph that they wouldn't think.
Look, if you're opting in people, if you're trying to build, I'm going to go to one more. You got one more thing for me here? Okay. Maybe workbooks. If you had workbooks, that'd be great. Just even the days, and I'm going to show them how to draw a graph if they don't have an Excel. Can I get a blank piece of paper with a marker? So anything that's important, you should graph. If you want to feel good about yourself, Grant, where do you get your confidence from? I get my confidence from one place. Who knows where I get my confidence from? Man, Cardone, you got so much swag, man. You got so much swag. You a swag, man. You know, where do I get my confidence from? Your goals? No. Doing. Okay. This light went out, guys. I get it from doing. Now, I don't get it from planning. I get it from doing. Okay. Doing builds confidence. So, Johnny. How do you get this deal? Okay. I don't know, Johnny, if you can tighten in on this, but just because I just got it, I got to show it. It's so funny. Okay. Can you show this, Johnny? This light out? Is this light out good for good? I was told not to do this. Man, you shouldn't do that. Okay. I'm going to do it anyway. How do I have the confidence to do stuff that people tell you not to do? And then you do it and you make it go right because you hold yourself accountable, right? Okay. So watch. Workbook's the first day. The first day.
I know I'm working.
Okay. This is how you do a graph. Okay. You take a graph, take a piece of paper like this. I'm going to turn it long ways, horizontal. Yeah. I'm going to turn it a long way. And basically what I'm going to do, I'm going to do a vertical. I'm going to do a horizontal. Okay. And I'm going to do 1 week. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. I got 7 days there. I got 8 days actually there. And I'll give you an example of something I did. I was 22 months ago, I wasn't working out. No workouts at all. For years. You got numbers? Okay.
I can just give you numbers, but you want to see a graph?
No, I'm going to make the graph. I just want the numbers. Okay. Hey, Hannah, if you're not sure you want to read the book, don't get it. You guys are so stupid. So ridiculous. I'm scared to read a book that might make me better. Dude, I'll read anything that'll raise the graph. Okay. Look, I will sleep. Like I will eat dinner with, like I will do whatever moves the graph. Okay. If I move the graph and I get into power, by the way, doing something criminal will not move you into power. It'll move you into liability. It'll move you into treason with yourself. So those of you are like, when Cardone says he'll do anything to get into power, that's right, I will. And it will never include a criminal act. It will never include hurting other people. It will never include stealing or shortcuts. Because people that are accountable don't take shortcuts. They don't break the law. They don't need to. Okay, so this is one of the most important things, accountability. Okay, when I was 23 years old, I was not accountable to anyone. I wasn't accountable to myself. I could not depend on Grant. Accountable. Okay, always involves establishing consequences. You got numbers? Okay, just tell me when you got them, and then I'm gonna show them how to write this graph. Okay. When I was working out with Anthony, okay, my graph was 0 on workouts. If you want to do workouts or food, or you want to do running, whatever, you would keep track of, hey, I did 2 miles today. I did 3 miles the next day, 4 miles the next day. And the graph will start moving up. If you can move the graph, don't worry about it. If you can move the graph up, you will move into power and confidence. Okay. Truth about stats and graph. The truth about stats and graph. If you don't, number one, I'm going to give you 7 truths about stats and graphs. Number one, if you don't measure it, you can't move it. It's impossible. Okay. Let's say, oh, I want to get better. I want to get abs. Somebody said I have a 6-pack. I'm like, dude, maybe I have a 2-pack. Maybe. Because I listen to Tupac. Okay. Maybe I have 2 of these. Dude, the only way to get more of these is I have to actually measure. I'm going to do 25 today, 25 tomorrow, 25 the next day, 25. That will not get me a 6-pack. At some point, I got to go 25, 35, 45, 85, 105, and I got to start doing other stuff. I can't just keep doing the same drill, okay? If you don't measure it, you can't move it. This is what's wrong with all the emotional life coaching events that go on. Change your state, change your state, change your state. You cannot measure it. I cannot measure a state change. Immeasurable. Except that I feel better. What lies? I'm going to give you 3 things that lie. People lie. Feelings lie. Stats, they never lie. Unless there was a liar that put the numbers in. You want to get total control of your life? Keep stats. Keep stats. Keep stats on everything. All right. So number 2, the more important the stat is, like, I I don't staticize everything because not everything is important to me. The more important the stats, the more often I measure the activity. Okay. Number two, the more important the statistic is, the more I'm going to measure that activity. Three, graphs don't lie, people and feelings lie. People don't lie, by the way, because they're bad people. People lie because they just don't know what's going on. They have false information. Four, those who refuse graphs, this is really, really important. Four, those who refuse graphs are always problems to themselves and others. Anybody in your organization or your family that refuses the simplicity of a graph is a problem.
Ready?
Yes, sir.
339.
Okay, this was the first day?
This is the 923.
Okay, so I'm gonna put 923 down there. First day we started 339. We started tracking right there. Okay.
24th is 367.
367, got a little bump. Okay.
25th is 353.
353, we dropped.
926, 247.
247, we dropped again. See, if I'd have seen this, I'd have been going, now I'm gonna draw these, I'm gonna connect these, okay? Did we ever have a spike above this?
Yeah.
Okay, where?
927 is 337.
337, we went back up, okay?
928 is 1043.
Oh, boom, 1043. I don't know what happened right there. What happened? So I'm gonna ask Jared as an executive in the company, hey, Jared, what just happened here? Jared's gonna show me this graph, okay? I don't need a conversation. I do not need a 1 hour meeting. This kills all the bullshit, all the meetings, all the ideas. Follow the graph, not the ideas. Like, guys, this should be worth $10 million to you. You want to build a business right now? Follow the freaking graph, okay? So I'm going to sit down with Jared. Jared's going to walk in. He's going to throw this on my table, and he's going to be like, hey, man, look. He called me the other day. You want to tell people what you called me right before this thing? You said about the Hercules comment?
Oh, yeah. No, Grant is a highly competitive person.
With
So
who, though? Who am I competitive with?
With the stat, with the numbers.
Yeah.
And so the line communicates a picture to him of the current situation. And for him, when he sees a line that's going down, he goes and tries to like literally promote and create to lift the statistic with his activity.
Yeah. So then what happens is I'm like, dude, what did we do right here? What did we do right here? We were doing good stuff here. By the way, the whole staff was congratulating themselves down here, right? They're like, look, oh, dude, we're doing so good. Not compared to what happened right here. What happened right here? Oh, Grant went online and told everybody, go to grantcardone.com/pass. Isn't that what that is? Is that the VIP or the workbook?
That's the word work.
grantcardone.com/workbook. Okay. Now, somebody in my organization and your organization is going to tell you next week not to mention the workbook. That's because they got some bullshit idea. Follow the graph, not the opinion. Okay. Your meetings will drop into just stop following people's opinions, their ideas, what happened last time, or what we did. Dude, show me what happened to that graph, and then show me what you did to raise it. Show me what you did to flatten it. Show me what you did to drive it down into the ground. Okay. So I'm going to bring Jesse, but I want to finish this list. Okay. Number 5, managers who don't have graphs are not managers. You want to manage a family and you don't even have a graph on your kids? Why are kids failing in school? Because you don't graph your kids' progress. So, you know, like you left it up to the teachers. The teachers don't even have a graph. I did a book deal. Who was that I did a book deal with? I got to call them out. Random House. I'm like, guys, what's the target? What's the target? First thing when you're holding yourself accountable, what's the target? Okay. How do we graph it? What's the expectation? We don't have a target for the book. I'm like, this is going to be a failure. No, we just don't do it like that. Okay. I do. That's how I do everything. Hey, target, measure it, move it. Okay. 6, the closer you are to the action, I'm on a phone call, making phone calls. The closer you are to the action, the closer you look at the stats. The further I am away to the actual activity, the further I get away from the stat. I'm going to look at 3 or 4 or 5 months or 3 or 4 or 5 weeks. If you're a salesperson, you're looking at day to day. If you're knocking on doors, you're looking at how many doors did I knock on? How many people opened? How many presentations did I do? How many pitches did I get to a proposal? How many closes did I make? How many follow-up calls happened? Who followed up after? I could literally have 7 or 8 and graph each one of those and find out where the group is failing. 7, find out who and what lifts the graph and repeat it. One of the biggest mistakes we make in our company is we find something that works and then we abandon it and go do something else rather than leaning into it, okay? 7, find out who and what lifts the graph and repeated it. Remember this. Jesse's ready? Remember this. If it can change the condition of your life, and then you have assignments in the workbook. If it can change the condition in your life, what do I graph, Grant? How much should I graph? If it can change the condition of your life, the quality of your life, graph it. Simply. If you're in a part of your life where you're having trouble and you're not doing well and you want to change the condition of your life, graph it. Hold yourself accountable. The fact or condition of being accountable, responsible, to be able to account for one's actions. Oh, I didn't do that thing today. Okay. Now, the last thing I'm going to say, and then I'm going to bring Jesse in because this guy knows all about this. Okay. This is a guy that's just a freaking maniac. Okay. I mean, just stupid. I guarantee you this guy will tell you, dude, you have to measure. This guy's been on adventures. Like, you know,
Not the fun kind.
he goes on the challenge and he's always with someone. Okay, because I'm gonna tell you in the beginning, I did not hold myself accountable. I did not trust myself. I got a sponsor. So maybe you have a sponsor, maybe you have a pastor, maybe you have a minister holds you accountable, or a neighbor. Maybe you have some person you respect in the business community, or you have you join up with somebody in this group. Maybe you have a mastermind that holds you accountable. Like we do these big executive masterminds. People pay $100,000 now. Why would somebody pay $100,000? Because they're gonna literally, between when they commit to it and when they get there, they're doing everything they can to raise their graph. So then when they have dinner with me in St. Bart's, they're like, dude, I made $5 million in the last 12 days. Just because I hooked it up, knew you were gonna be here, and I need to show you that I can actually put it on the table. Okay, so that's why Wall Street does well, by the way. They're held accountable by their quarterly reports. Jesse Itzler only eats fruit until noon. Loves running. How many miles a day he run? I bet he knows. I bet he knows. You know, the thing that I love about Jesse is he's this savage, wild man, completely different than I am. Okay. He lives out of the box. He's the co-founder of Marquis Jets. I think they sold to Berkshire, right? Yeah. I think the story is, and maybe he'll tell us, he couldn't get on private jets. He couldn't buy a private jet. So he's like, shit, I'm going to start a private jet company so I can use the private jet. Okay. Partner, I'll guarantee you Warren Buffett believes in statistics. He doesn't meet every person he invests with. He looks at those lines and those graphs. He partnered with a company, Zico Coconut. They sold that to Coca-Cola for ching chang. Okay. Who knows how much? Post below. What did he sell Zico to Coca-Cola for without cheating on Google? He's also a former rapper. I'm going to be the future of rapping. Maybe he can give me some guidelines. He created the Emmy Award-winning I Love This Game music campaign, and also author of the book, and you got to get it if you hadn't read it, Living with a Seal. Maybe we give some of those away tonight. He's also part owner of the Atlanta Hawks, because why would you want to own the whole team, huh? And by the way, his biggest score was his wife, like mine, married to Spanx founder Sarah Blakely. She took like $5,000 and turned it into a multi-billion-dollar franchise. Let's bring on the beard man, the wild man, the savage man, one of the greatest speakers in the world today. He literally rocked the Miami Marlins Stadium, took that place to their feet. Jesse Savage Itzler.
How are you guys, man? How are you? Look at this, Grant. Think different times, man. Different times require a different look.
Dude, I had this. I had maybe a third of that. I didn't go full Muslim, but I did shave the top.
I like it. You look young. You're reverse aging, man. This is ages me. You're reverse aging.
No, you look awesome, dude. You know what? Your spirit is so young, Jesse, that I can't even see your body actually, because you're such a young, such a vibrant, alive person. And I think that's why people at the Miami Marlins Stadium loved your presentation so much.
Well, I love watching the intro with all the graphs. I'm a math guy. I like to reverse engineer. I like to go to the end of the movie first, the number, and reverse engineer it. So it really related to me, what you were saying about, the graphs and the number, and also the accountability, because there's a lot of research around accountability being one of the key indicators of success. And what accountability does, it puts pressure on your shoulders. And as you know, we've spoken about this, pressure's a privilege. We play for pressure, man. As entrepreneurs, that's what we sign up for, pressure. So the accountability adds a layer of pressure. If I have a goal, I let the world know, because I want that pressure. It holds me accountable to being successful. So everything you said about that, I think was spot on. And I really enjoyed listening to you, man.
Yeah. So Jesse, let me ask you, was there a time in your life, because I mean, you've accomplished so much, and I think I know my audience loves you, by the way. Give that man some love. If you guys know this guy and love him, if you read his book, please post below how much you love this guy, because he is a true American success story. Look at him. They love you, bro.
No, I appreciate
and you got to follow this guy. Follow this guy on Instagram. DM him some love tonight. I mean, just love on him so much that it just like, God damn, I love Grant Cardone's audience. Was there a time, Jesse, where oh my God, look at the love. Was there a time that you were not holding yourself accountable?
Oh yeah, absolutely. You bring up the highlights, Grant. Marquis Jet, Zico coconut water, and all these things there. I've had a lot of egg on my face along the way too. And what people forget to remember is I started a company called Marquis Jet with no airplanes, no aviation experience. 4 years before that, I was a kiddie pool attendant, and it reminds me that like, we're all just one idea away from changing our life. We're one idea, one relationship away from changing the trajectory of our life. And even when I didn't hold myself accountable and, I wasn't super successful, I was struggling. I slept on 18 different couches, friends of mine that put me up. I bounced couch to couch to couch before I had this big idea, and it did change my life. I always had hope. And if you have hope, you have everything. So even in these times of struggle, I always believed that somehow if I keep going forward, I would find my path. And it worked out for me. But there was a lot of times where I had a lot of self-doubt, the number one enemy to success. And I had to really fight through that, and the way I did it was small wins, anything that would get me momentum. I was cold calling for a time in my life when I was 21 years old on one of these couches. I did a barter deal with a Wall Street company that cold called people, and they gave me a small office in exchange for me I would go there from 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. And from 7 to 1 a.m., they gave me a list of 3,000 names. And I would call the names trying to pre-qualify people, give it to the broker, and then they would sell. And it was ridiculous. It was ridiculous. I didn't even feel comfortable with it, but I really had no choice. And I remember the first day there, I made about 1,000 phone calls and 1,000 people hung up on me. And then 1,001, somebody said, I'm interested in this. And I was like, wow, I went from I'm the worst in the world to I'm the best cold caller in the world in one phone call. And I had hope and I had momentum. So that's something that I've always tried to build on, small wins first. You don't want to spiral. You got to put a stop plug in them with a win.
Yeah. So how did you get through those calls, Jesse? The 803rd call to get to 804. What was keeping you in the deal? And secondly, was somebody tracking you? Was somebody saying, hey, look, you just got to how do you keep persevering to those calls?
I'll tell you, man, it's very simple. I don't negotiate my goals. Period. I had a job to do to sign up people. And if it took me 1,000 calls to do that, then that's what it was. A lot of people can go through the first 95% of a process. And as an entrepreneur, you're signing up for the process. It takes time. There's obstacles. You have to want it more than the obstacles. There's going to be 1,000 rejections, you know, but that was my goal, man. That was it. And I was going to leave there if it was 3 a.m., 5 a.m. till I got that one call.
So let me just be clear on this. This is for me to understand because I struggle with this a little bit. Was the goal, like, was that a goal or a target that you were like, what was the goal? The goal was different than just making 1,000 calls. That was you knew that was what was necessary to get the goal. What was the goal different than the target, or how is that different for you?
It was a target,
Yeah,
but I have a personal goal, you know, so it was both. My personal goal was, you know, I didn't want to fail at this thing.
Got it.
And there's a learning curve, you know, there's a learning curve. But you know what, Grant, my whole thing, I'm 52, man. I've had businesses that have worked, businesses that haven't worked. I've raised money. I've bootstrapped it. I've lost people money. I've made people more money. You know, I feel very qualified to have this conversation with you. But the theme that runs steady throughout all of this for me, you know, is I've really wanted it. And, you know, people ask me what the silver bullet is, you know, what's the secret? And it sounds so obvious, but you have to do a lot of things right. And you have to get a little bit of luck. You have to be persistent. But if you don't really want it, and I mean to the tune of when everybody's at happy hour, you have to stay home and make your emails. And it sounds ridiculously obvious, but let me share a quick story. My sister wrote a book. She wrote a coffee table book. She's never published a book in her life. I'm at a dinner table with her and 2 friends, and a friend says to me, what's the secret to all this success you have? Now, first of all, I don't define success by wealth or selling a business. To me, success is being good in multiple buckets. It's being a good father, a good husband, good at business, a good parent, a good son. My parents are elderly. You know, I can't disregard that bucket of taking care of them, you know? So what's the secret to success? So the first thing that came into my head was value. You got to over-index in value. If you wake up in the morning and say, how do I provide more value to my customers, to my husband or my wife, to my kids, to my employees, in the long term, good things are going to happen. If you shortchange value in the long term, it's never going to work. You try to cut corners on your product, it's never going to work. You got to obsess on the product, the customer, and value. But my answer to him on my silver bullet was I just wanted it. And the guy laughed at me. He said, well, I always wanted the promotion and I didn't get it. I always wanted to win the lottery. I didn't get it. I said, well, you don't understand. Fast forward a year later. I'm at the dinner table with my sister. She releases this book. I said, Jill, it's got quotes from Michelle Obama, all these famous people. She doesn't know anybody. I said, how did you get this thing done? You don't know anybody famous. How'd you get 100 quotes? She said, oh, well, you know, I called 100 people to get in the book and they all said no. And then finally I got a second string football player to give me a quote. And then I used that as momentum. And I said, well, this guy did it. Would you do it? And I climbed up and then I got this. And then I got all these quotes. And then I had to figure out how to publish the book. And all the publishers said no. So I had to self-publish the book. And then once I figured that out, I had to figure out how to market it. I don't know anything about marketing. And then I released it. And I said, Jill, this is unbelievable. How did you get past all these obstacles? And she said, I have no idea. I just really wanted it. And I'm like, you see? That's what I was talking about. That's what I was talking about when your friend laughed at me, you know, and I don't think people understand what that really means.
Yeah. So Jesse, are you measuring that? I know, because the bigger my organization gets, the more I need to measure stuff. When I was starting, I was measuring, like, I remember coming out of a treatment center and I'm like, I got to measure going to 3 meetings a day. Otherwise, I didn't trust myself. So I just literally ticked it off. I went to a meeting in the morning, went to one at lunch, and went to one at dinner. So I didn't use drugs that day. Are you in your own mind just ticking off what you need to do, or do you do it on paper? How do you do it?
Okay, so people talk about the importance of morning routines all the time. And morning routines are important, but I'm a much bigger believer in evening routines. You know, my day starts the night before when I invest 5 minutes and I map out exactly what my day looks like. Here it is. It's on the wall. I'm just following the script today. Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm
Let me see it again. I want to see it.
It's all up there, man. It's all laid out by it's all up there.
Yeah.
So I'm not good enough to just wake up and wing it. The competition's too good. I got to map it out. What's the most important thing, and follow and follow the script. So for me, first of all, the evening routine is a critical part of my day, you know, and it starts the night. What do the top CEOs in the world do? A CEO walks in and they have 3 assistants, and they walk in and they hand them 3 pieces of paper. At 9:15, Grant, you have this meeting. 11 o'clock, this meeting. Who has 3 assistants? Nobody hears 3 assistants. We got to do it ourselves. So for me, it starts at night, and I'm prepared. I'm efficient. I'm not good. I'm not good at any. I got a 980 on my SAT.
You got what?
I got a 980 on my SAT, man.
Yeah.
I
Is
sat
that low? Is that high? What is that? I don't even know what that is.
I'll tell you what it is. Debbie Howard, HI, Howard Itzler. Howard she got like an 1100. I was lucky I sat next to her. I would have gotten like a 700.
Yeah.
But Debbie has over my shoulder. So, you know, I've had to be incredibly consistent. So can I share a tip?
Yeah, please, man. Come on, stop the madness.
So it's very simple. Consistency is so simple. I have something, and I've shared this before, but anybody can do this. It takes 3, I call it the 3-minute miracle. Grant, you're talking about checking the boxes. I don't.
Yes.
Going through the motions. You know, that's the mindset of more is better. More isn't better. Better is better. Better is better. So I'd rather
but
do.
But you agree that more better is better.
With 100%.
Okay.
But you don't just do more just to do more. Like.
Yeah.
It's got to be. So every day I send about 3 to 10 emails, text, or handwritten letters. Okay, it takes me about 45 seconds to send. Yeah. So if I invest 10 minutes a day, I block it off on my calendar the night before, and I send 10 DMs, handwritten letters, emails to customers, employees, prospects. Over the next 30 days, if I'm consistent, I'll send 300. Over the year, I'll send 3,000. Now, I'm pretty sure a lot of people here say, well, that's so obvious and easy, but how many people here sent 3,000 letters, DMs, texts last year? I bet intentionally, not a lot of us. When I was 22 years old, sleeping on those couches, there was no internet. There was nothing. I had no way. The only way I could market was to write a handwritten letter, get a stamp, lick it, go to the mailbox and mail it. And that was my marketing campaign. I sent 3,000 letters when I was 22 years old to people. And I still do it today. I still do it. You know, it's all about connection, and it's about consistency.
And then when you send that, okay, are you like ever trying to get that to be more, to really double down on that? Or you that number is going to get you something that you're satisfied with?
I never ask for anything. I never ask. These are just, I'm planting the seeds, and sometimes the seeds may rear themselves 10 years down the road. I'm staying connected, because if I send a text to Coach K,
you're already rich, dude. You're rich already. You're a super successful guy. Your wife has got this $1 billion company. You don't need to ask for everything. That's what some people are thinking right now, Jesse.
No, but you don't understand. I'm 52 years old. The average American lives to 78. So if I'm 52 and I'm average, I got 25 summers left. Okay.
Yeah.
Now you could say I'm rich or this or that. I don't even own a Marquis Jet hat. I don't own a Zico hat. That's old news for me, man. Nobody cares about that. That happened a long time ago. What I care about is from 52 until I'm done. I want to maximize that. If you're broke, overweight, divorced, I don't care, man. All I care is about from this moment until the end of the journey. That's what we're talking about. You can't get that back. How do we maximize that? I don't want to look back at the end of my run and be like, I was the 80% version of me. So yes, I've had success. I've had success, but that's not my potential. My brother said to me the other day, my son is 6 years old. He's a really good swimmer. And he asked me how he's doing in swim. I said, he's doing great, but he really doesn't try that hard. And my brother's like, well, as long as he's happy. And I'm like, happy? I'm like, he would be happy playing Fortnite and eating Haagen-Dazs ice cream every day.
Yeah.
I don't want to be happy. I want him to live up to his potential.
Yes.
And you know what I'm saying? Like happy and potential. If you don't live up to your potential, that's going to lead to regret. And I don't want to have that regret. I hate when people say you're rich or you did this, you did that. I don't like that, man, because it's all in the past. That's a real, that's patting yourself on the back and settling.
So Jesse, man, this is awesome, dude. I got people saying this is my favorite night so far, and that's why running out of ink, dude. You're amazing. Thank you for putting Jesse on. Like so informative, highly valuable, absolutely amazing. Effing better, like crazy, like it's going so fast now. It's just insane. So, man, I cannot thank you enough. I know you and I are kindred spirits that know that helping other people is the play it forward thing that will make us proud of the last 20 years of our life. I'm a little older than you, so hopefully I have as many summers as you do. Otherwise, you got to do more shit together.
Yeah. Can I leave everybody?
Hang on a second. I got to tell you, I'm scared to hang out with you, dude, because I think you're going to make me climb a mountain or jump into some chill bath naked, and my penis is already small enough. So I really don't want to do the ice bath. Listen,
can I share something real quick?
Yeah, but you know what? I want to save it, Jesse, for the VIPs, okay? Because we're gonna switch, guys. I hope you enjoyed tonight. I hope you took your notes. We're gonna go backstage with Jesse Itzler. He's gonna answer questions for 15 or 20 minutes. If you want to be part of that, okay, and be part of that every night, grantcardone.com/pass. You can still go join grantcardone.com/pass. I'm going to go backstage with Jesse. You get to ask him your question directly. grantcardone.com/pass. Tonight, you should have 7 or 8 pages of notes. If you had a chance to grab your workbook, grantcardone.com/workbook, grantcardone.com/workbook. You can just keep tagging along every night for free if you want to. The workbook's available for you so you can put all these ideas together. I got a lot out of tonight just listening to Jesse, inspired to another level. Okay. We love doing this for you guys. Okay. And so whether you want to just keep tagging along and not getting any of the support materials, I'm fine with that. I'm good with that. Bunch of people that we're going to give money to. Do we want to call those people out, or you're picking them? The home office is just saying you won.
They're picking them right now.
Okay. So my staff has picked out 3,200 people to win $100 tonight.
32 people to win 100.
32 people to win $100. 3,200 in cash is going out. You guys that signed up for the reviews, by the way, anybody that did a review, let's bang them with a 100-point bonus. Just give me a second, Jesse. Don't go away, okay? 100-point bonus for anybody that wrote a review. By the way, y'all destroyed that guy that gave me a 2 last night. Y'all hit that boy so hard, he disappeared from the universe. I don't think Alan did that, right? So if you did a review, I'm going to give you a 100-point bonus. If you want to know about the contest, how to win a flight, how to win a seat on the plane, how to win a premium ticket to 10X Growth Conference, how we're going to pick 10 people to speak in front of 12,000 people. Jesse, how good was that 34,000 people you talked to that day in Miami Marlins? You want to just tell everybody about how much being on a stage changes someone's life?
Listen, Grant, I want to tell you this in front of everybody. You gave me an opportunity. You never heard me speak. You called me up. You heard secondhand. Yeah, I heard you're a pretty good speaker or whatever. And you trusted me. You asked me to come out there. You gave me a full hour. And you brought my dad up. My parents were there. So you created an amazing gift for my family, my kids. So I just want to thank you for that. And I'll never forget that. You want me to come on, man, anytime, whatever you want.
Yeah.
Because it just meant a lot to me at that point in my career. So, and to this day, that is one of the highlights of my life, really, honestly. I mean, I got to speak in front of 35,000 people and talk about what I love to talk about most. And that's just my journey and sharing my best practices in business as a parent, as a friend, as a son, and so thank you for that, man. It was unbelievable.
Yeah, dude. And
Put on a
look,
great
it was
show.
such an honor. It was such an honor to have you. And when I saw the audience, I think you spoke on the second day, if I'm right.
I think it was day one.
Okay. But by the second day, like I went home that the night after you spoke, I went home and told my wife, this is the happiest day of my life because the audience was so happy with you, with everything we delivered that day. And I mean, I know, you know, that is true wealth, not just the money and the jets and the good life. So I really appreciate you adding to that weekend. That weekend would not have been what it was without you. So
Thank you, man.
we'll do it again. We'll do it again. And I want you guys to know out there, you can be on stage like Jesse was. Like
Grant,
yeah.
Grant, when I started out speaking, okay, I spoke in front of 40 people. I walked into the room. There was no microphone. Nobody knew who I was.
Yeah.
And the guy who was throwing the thing, I think I might have paid them to speak, to be honest with you. I think I like donated to their foundation just to speak. 40 people in front of a table. They handed me, there was no mic. He said, speak slowly and speak loudly. 18 months later, I'm in front of 35,000 people at Marlin Stadium. Now,
Wow.
no, but this journey is no different than anything in my life. You don't start on third base. You get your foot in the door. All the entrepreneurs starting out, you get your foot in the door, you figure out how to get to A to B the fastest, and you chip away. You know, and I know we're gonna do a VIP, but when I started Marquee Jet.
Yeah, but hold on a second.
Whatever you want to do.
Hold on, because I just want to tell you guys what Jesse just said about the third base thing. Even if you're given third base, the problem's going to be you're not going to have the confidence when you make it to home that you can get back to third base again because you didn't do that. And that's what tonight was about, holding yourself accountable to do more, even if you're not doing it better right now, because the only way to do something better is to do it bad. You got to do it good, then you got to do it bad, and then you got to do it a little better, and then you're going to go back and forth until you move that stat, until you're like, hey, I'm doing something that's excellent, because how else would you know? And that's what Jesse will be sharing with you, how he's built his life different than mine. That's why I bring other people on so you guys can see this isn't a Grant way. Everybody's like, Cardone's got one way. Oh, yeah. Why do I bring so many people on to share their way then? Because I know that I'm limited to my thing. So join us tonight, folks, for the VIP, grantcardone.com/pass. We're going to take like 2 minutes, give myself a chance to go to the restroom, reboot this. If you want to grab the workbook, grantcardone.com/workbook. If not, we'll see you guys tomorrow night. Make sure you hit the contest, because then it explains everything. How could you be on stage in front of 12,000 people in Las Vegas? We have scholarships for Cardone University. And I'll tell you what else I'm going to do tonight. Okay. Anybody tonight that signs up for the workbook,
Pass.
for the pass, or writes a review, does all three of those things, I'm going to give you Cardone University for free.
Whoa.
Wow.
Okay. I'm just stupid. I'm a stupid man. Okay. I'll give Cardone University for free for the month of October, just to get you over last night's debate. Okay. If you join Cardone University today, hey, good. I'm giving it to a bunch of people for free. Don't. Somebody just said, I just joined Cardone University. Good. I'll give you an extra month for free. No problem. Okay. So here's a bunch of people. I joined it. Good. I'm going to add a month to you for free. Kami, Matthew. Okay. All right. Give me 2 minutes. 2 minutes, guys. We'll see you guys back here tomorrow.
VIPs and Jesse, stay where you are.
Yeah.
VIPs and Jesse, stay where you are. Everybody else, use your screenshots tonight. Make your comments. Post me. DM me. We're going to give away another $5,000 in cash tonight to people that are sharing the screen. I'll see you guys back in 2 minutes.